Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Baseball HQ. I'm Dakota Moyer with Nolan Bushman, and I think this is episode 7 now. So we've been doing this since early September, moving right along, trying to keep up the consistency with the media. Just me and Nolan today. Emma and Olivia had something else planned, and Mr. Casey Fenton, who we had on last week, couldn't make it with us today. He was planning on it, but couldn't get there. So he will... As far as we know, we're planning on having him later on in future episodes, plans to be a little bit more of a consistent appearance on this podcast. So, Nolan, how's it going? I know you're trying to recover from the Dodgers losing to the Blue Jays, but how's it going?
I don't know what happened last night, but so far good. I have hoping they can pull it out tonight. You work as a team. Yamamoto's pitching, one of our best pitchers we have on the Dodgers rotation right now. And then, so hopefully he can get the pitches going, put them exactly where they need to be, just like they did with the Brewers and maybe the Phillies. But and if the offense we can actually get some hits and actually locate where the ball is going and basically beat some defensive plays. First base, Freeman, Muncy on third. Betts, probably one of our best players right now. But I still have a strong feeling that we can come back and probably win this, hopefully. And I still have hope.
Yes, trying to win back to back for the first time since 1998, 1999, and 2000 when the Yankees had a three-peat. So, yes, Blue Jays and Dodgers are playing right now. This episode most of you probably won't listen to this episode until tomorrow, but they are playing tonight. More than likely, if it goes that far, we will have an update for you next week if it goes to a Game 6 or a Game 7 in the World Series. Me personally, I'm not a betting man, but I did make a bet last night that the Blue Jays would win, and my friend owes me $5. So he wants the Blue Jays to win as much as I do, but he thought the Dodgers were going to pull it out. Yeah, at least I walk out of Game 1 $5 richer, even though the Nationals aren't in the World Series, unfortunately.
No.
But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into topics for today. We're going to start out with there's been a lot of news on the managerial side of things. There have been a lot of hirings, a lot of interesting hirings, and then a lot of interesting people that have been turned down as some particular managers. And the main one is the Giants. The San Francisco Giants hired Tony Vitello, who, if you're a Tennessee baseball fan or just a Tennessee fan, you might recognize him. He is Tennessee college baseball coach. He led the 23 to 24 Tennessee Volunteers team to a College World Series victory. And he is out of all MLB history, he is the first person to be hired as a manager directly from college who has never made an appearance in the majors or the minors. And the Giants' president of baseball operations, Buster Posey, had this to say about Tony Vitello. He said, "Tony is one of the brightest, most innovative, and most respected coaches in college baseball today. Throughout our search, Tony's leadership, competitiveness, and commitment to developing players stood out." Not a quote, but he said that the Giants look forward to the energy and direction Vitello brings with his passion for baseball aligning with the club's values. So a very interesting signing directly from the college realm, and a very good person to choose indeed.
I wonder, because I think the Giants are trying to look for a manager who's actually can do stuff. With leading a college team to a championship, it was last year, right? 23 and 20, yeah.
Actually, LSU won the College World Championship last year. The Volunteers won 2 years ago.
So
23 to 24, yep.
After that, I would have to say there may be a chance, even though if you're a Dodgers fan, you do not like the Padres. I hate them with the passion. I hate the Padres. Giants, eh, they're okay. They're decent. I'm not a fan, but after trying to the last few years doing pretty decent, doing better than usual, almost getting to the postseason closely, I would have to say there may be a chance in the next, I'm gonna say 3 to 4 years. If
For the Giants, you mean?
the coach, yeah, the Giants, if the new manager gets to know the players this offseason, gets to know how they run, get the new players, get the rookies, get them in here, trades already, what they're gonna do. If they're able to do that, and he's able to get to the preseason, spring training, and in the beginning of the season, and he's getting the understanding of where to go with people, what to do with this play, when to call people up, I have a feeling they're gonna do good. Even though I'm a Dodgers fan, I'm gonna say they possibly have a good chance.
Yeah, with Vitello, he has gone over 350 wins. I think it was over 350 wins as a college coach and only a little over 100 losses. So he has definitely been a key part of Tennessee Volunteers being a vital part of college baseball. And Vitello, when he was announced to the Giants fans, he had this to say. He said, "I'm incredibly honored and grateful for this opportunity. I'm excited to lead this group of players and represent the San Francisco Giants. I can't wait to get started and work to establish a culture that makes the Giants faithful proud." The Giants have been waiting a long time for a good ball club. In 2024, the Giants had an 80 and 82 record. 2025 this year, they had an 81 and 81 record, all under Bob Melvin. So not, you can say, pretty much no improvement after the Giants actually started out on an insane run at the beginning of this year, but they definitely slacked off, and they're just looking to get back to the playoffs. I don't know that they're expecting to make a deep playoff run. They just want to get back there. Vitello, definitely a person who can do that. More news on the managerial front is Kurt Suzuki. I don't think anyone really saw this coming. Kurt Suzuki, former Nationals catcher, former Angels catcher, to name a few teams, got hired by the Angels to be their manager. He got hired on a 1-year deal, and just a very interesting choice as manager. Not that he won't do a good job. We'll have to see what his work says, and it'll show for itself. But very interesting. Very interesting the people that he got chosen over. He got chosen over Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols was turned down by the Angels a few days before they announced Suzuki was being hired. So it's a very interesting situation, but based on how he's played in his career, I think he might do pretty well as a manager. How about yourself?
I'd agree with that. I'm trying to see how long. So, Kurt Suzuki started in 2007 with Oakland, played a few years with them, did 2 years with the Nationals, 3 years with Minnesota Twins, and then ended his year as an Angels. So, well, a total of 4 years with the Nationals, more of Oakland. That's where he started from. But with
So
his,
it was an 11-year career
yeah, he started in 07 with Oakland, and he played,
until 2022, I believe.
yeah, he retired
Oh,
with,
15-year career. Wow.
in his 22 season, batting of an average of 180, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs, and an OPS of 561. Which honestly, that year was his slump, sort of.
His slump, but it was also his last career year, so he was
Yeah,
coming
so he
down.
was, and he's,
But he was a vital part of that key 2019 Nationals run that eventually won the World Series, I believe. I don't think it was him that caught the last pitch of the 2019 World Series. I think that was Jan Gomes. But definitely a very big signing for the Angels and for Kurt Suzuki. Back to the Albert Pujols news. It was very surprising. I think a lot of people were shocked, including myself, that a future Hall of Famer, most likely,
Yeah.
I think we'd
Without a
all be
doubt
even
about it.
more shocked if he wasn't a future Hall of
Yeah.
Famer, but he got turned down as an Angels manager. And of course, that's not our decision to make. We're not the head of baseball operations or the GM or whoever runs the Angels. But it's just a very interesting situation. Although Albert Pujols is still available, he has been interviewed by the Orioles and the Padres to be a manager. And I see that Nolan's eyes got very wide at the mention of the Padres. But he's still out there, but very interesting that he was not the candidate for the Angels, despite his long tenure there.
Pujols going to Padres. That I can sort of see that, but it's like I honestly don't know what to say because, dude, Pujols is the manager for the Padres. That would be an
Yeah,
interesting time when they go play the Dodgers, because Pujols
that's gonna
played for the
be
Dodgers for about 2 years. So it's like
that's gonna be a very interesting.
with
It's gonna be a very interesting development. So, moving on, we have our moving from the managerial front. We have a retirement. Martin Maldonado, longtime Astros catcher, and had a year with the White Sox, I think, and as well with the finished out this year with the Padres. Um, he has decided to retire after 15 years behind the plate. A longtime Astro. He finishes with a career stats. He had almost 3,600 at bats, had 731 hits, 119 homers, career batting average 203, 384 RBIs, um, career OPS 620, so not the greatest thing, and then an OPS plus of 69. But overall, just a very good career for Martin Maldonado, longtime Astros catcher. Part of that was it 2022 Astros or 2017 Astros, one of those
22.
that won the World Series. A key
He,
part of that, and key
he
part
was
of
a
those
catcher.
that playoff run. And now he is retiring, a baseball great, leaving us again.
He played for the Angels in 17, so he played with the Astros in 22. So that was the only he played for the Astros a total of 6 years, 5, 6 years. He started off in Milwaukee in 2011. So basically, Milwaukee and Astros were his two main teams.
Yeah, 15-year career for Martin Maldonado. All right, here's a topic of discussion. Donnie Baseball. Donnie Baseball is in the World Series. Don Mattingly, longtime Yankees first baseman, has now made his first World Series appearance, only not as a player, but as a fielding coach, I believe.
Yeah.
And everyone has so much to say about Don Mattingly. He is a fan favorite, still is, even though he's retired. He's managed the Dodgers, he's coached the Blue Jays for a while, and it's just a key iconic player in the baseball community. And some of the Blue Jays infielders had something to say about Donnie Baseball. He said every time he Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, the second baseman for the Blue Jays, said every time he catches balls at first base, I'm nervous. I'm throwing across to him, and just from my time with the Yankees and all the stories I've heard about him and what he's meant to the organization, I get nervous to throw the ball to him. Being able to throw to him every day, it's a special thing that I don't take for granted. 36 years as a player, coach, and manager. Yankees, Dodgers, Marlins, and now the Blue Jays. And the John Schneider said this about Don Mattingly. Man, I could sit here and talk about Donnie forever. Donnie was my favorite player growing up, so to have him here in his first World Series with me is unbelievably special. But he's done so many things behind the scenes to help get the staff prepared and to really help the players get prepared for how we're rolling out our lineup. In an article, Apple News, written by Disha Thosar, an MLB writer, said that he never takes a day off. Even Blue Jays first baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr. doesn't catch throws pregame as consistently as Don Mattingly does. and he is 64 years old. Kiner Falefa went on to say, when he's out there catching balls for us every single day, that's a 9-time Gold Glover catching balls for us. So we're out there making plays, but we know how much defense means to him. So we go out there with the intention of making him look good and him not getting mad at us. We do everything we can to make him proud. So you can see how highly viewed everybody is, or everybody views Donnie Baseball, Don Mattingly. And I think, and this is just a side note, but I think that's a key reason of why the Blue Jays are such a good defensive team. Is Don Mattingly having such an emphasis on defense, having a very good defensive coach and infield coach that you can do, or that you can have in your staff. I think that really helps out a ball club.
Especially having 14 years underneath your belt with one team, his whole career, with 222 home runs, 2,153 hits, with 7,003 at-bats, and a batting average of a 307 for his whole career. And it's like, he knows exactly what to do. 6-time All-Star, 9-time Gold Glove, like you said, and an MVP. It's like, he's a pretty much Hall of Famer. There's a chance. But it's like, no wonder they won last night. They know exactly what to do. They know where to do. And the biggest thing for when you're running bases is to listen to coach. You run first, they see it, you go. They're basically eyes you don't have. They see where the ball's going. When they say you go, you go. That's basically running bases. You have to listen to the coach. Don Mattingly, he's played 14 years with the Yankees. He started in 82. More likely play with the legends. So it's like, if you can play with legends and stick with one team and know pretty much everything about baseball and know exactly what they messed up on, where they can fix it, where the focus can be, and where they can get better, you have a good chance of making the World Series. Because if you have like the Tennessee coach, he's done Tennessee baseball for years. He's coached them. He goes to the Giants. He's going to have to learn them, like I said earlier. It doesn't come, oh, here's all the guys. Oh, okay, I understand this right off the bat. It takes time. But being able to understand baseball, play baseball for 14 years, and have that kind of a record, how often does that happen? How, from just an ordinary guy become a very famous, well-known Yankees player? Even if you're not a Yankees fan. I'm not a Yankees fan.
Yeah,
I'd have to say,
even if you don't cheer for them, you can still respect them.
yes.
And Mattingly told D. Shithosar, he said, I don't know if I necessarily believe in destiny. I believe in the best teams and who plays the best. And that's all it comes down to, really. And I think that's a big part of the emphasis that he and the Blue Jays have on defense.
There's one thing I want to say, because like you were saying about having a good team, in order to have a good team, in order to get to World Series where the Blue Jays are right now, you got to realize this is not about me. This is not all about what I can do. It's about how I can help the other players. How can I encourage this player? How can I be there for that player? That's what a coach is there to help. But mainly, the players are more together than the coaches are with them. Coaches and managers are in their separate place most of the time. Players are all together most of the time. All the time they're together. So it's like, if you don't get to know your players as a teammate, how are you going to be able to get to the World Series? How are you going to improve, and how are you able to do that? You have Judge and Stanton, two players who played together most of their years. And it's like, Judge is here, Stanton is here, they talk. You can name multiple other players who've played with the Kershaw and Austin Barnes. Austin Barnes was always Kershaw's catcher. Because Austin Barnes understood and knew how to call pitches for Kershaw, what to say and how to do it. And when to not throw a pitch and when to do this and that. But it's like, you have to build a relationship with certain players. You have to build relationships as a coach to a player and a player to a coach and a player to a player. It's not an all focus on me. So that's...
Yeah. Yeah, that's very good. And Don Mattingly, I think, certainly a person that has showed that he can do that. So next thing that we're talking about, 3 Blue Jays. Yes, the Blue Jays are in the World Series against the Dodgers. The Blue Jays are playing right now. And in my opinion, there were 3 Blue Jays that saved the Blue Jay season because they were right there, ready for elimination from the playoffs. They went down 0-2 to the Mariners, climbed back 2-2, and then they lost game 5. It went down 3-2. The Mariners were 1 win away from going to the World Series against the Dodgers. But this next pick, this first Blue Jay that I think saved their season and can still save it, saved the Blue Jays in that game 6 against the Mariners, and saved them last night in game 1 against the Dodgers. And that is, of course, Blue Jays starting pitcher, rookie, 22-year-old Trey Savage.
Release point in the majors. He's only made 6 starts in the big leagues, and the huge advantage is the uniqueness and the unfamiliarity with it. Everybody's seeing him for the first time. Here's his 2-2, and there it is, to finish off Ohtani.
He's only made 6 before last night's game. He had only made 6 starts, and I think that's postseason including. So he is just a phenom out there. A nasty splitter and that wicked fastball. He just wields out there. His postseason stats so far, 4 games pitched, a 4.26 ERA. So not the greatest ERA they have. 27 strikeouts to 10 walks over 19 innings pitched. No one expected a 22-year-old rookie to go out and save the Blue Jay season, but he did, and nobody expected a 22-year-old rookie to go out there and win game 1 against arguably the best team in baseball, but he did. And he's one of the reasons that the Blue Jays are still alive in this World Series.
There's really not much for me to say, but it's like, I feel like the Blue Jays want this one. They had 6 pitchers, and only one of them gave up a home run. The Dodgers didn't really use much. Snell, 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, 3 base on balls, 4 strikes, 1 home run with a 2.42. That's his that was last night.
Is that a 2.42 average against?
I believe that his 2.42. That's his era for the postseason.
Yeah, right. For the postseason, or from last night?
From last night.
From last night. Okay, that makes more sense.
My bad.
No, you're
and
fine.
It's like, I don't think Snell was fully prepared. I didn't really watch most of it. I had something else going on that evening, but it's like, I don't think the Dodgers were prepared. Only few of them got hits. Ohtani hit a home run, which is honestly pretty decent. But it's like, I'm not sure what's going to happen tonight. Hoping Yamamoto can get the team up and running. Hopefully he can get more runs. Hopefully we can work as a team. But after what happened last night, I just think the Dodgers need to refocus. Once they finish this game tonight, they'll be going back to Dodger Stadium, which we have a better advantage. We have a higher winning record at home than we do away. So we will see what happens tonight, and we'll go from there because the next game's at home at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, I've read a couple headlines about going back to Dodger Stadium, and there's one person who when they return to Dodger Stadium, will get booed. There is no doubt about it. He will get booed, and he will get booed a lot every single pitch, every single time he gets up at bat. And that is actually the next Blue Jay that helped save the season. And I think everyone expected this because he really did save the season for the Blue Jays. George Springer with probably the biggest home run for the Blue Jays.
At him. The 1-0 pitch. High fly ball. Left field. Arozarena watches it go.
George Springer has been and probably will always be one of the greatest baseball players of today's age. But it is clutch. He is clutch. That is just pretty much the only definition for it. And that 3-run homer ended up giving the Blue Jays the lead that they wouldn't relinquish when they defeated the Mariners. And he's going to return to Dodger Stadium, and he's going to get booed because of the 2017 scandal that they believe happened, and I think it did happen, with the cheating scandal using pitch tipping and a trash can, I read.
They were banging the trash can, and it's like...
Yeah. But he's going to get booed because people think he should have gotten punished. The players should have gotten punished for something, but they didn't.
Oh, some of them did. Some of them got fined, but then they let, we'll fine you, but you guys got to keep the trophy. I'm like, excuse me? They cheated the whole season. Not the whole season, though. The series. In front of everybody. You guys can keep it. And that's why I, to this day and forever, hate the Astros. Asterisks. I will always call them asterisks. Because they do not deserve any respect. Even after Carlos Carrera and all the other guys retire, I still will not respect the Astros. If it's Yankees and Astros, Yankees all the time. Any team against the Astros, I'll cheer for.
Very bold thoughts and passion coming out of Nolan that we have never seen before on this podcast. Fans, listen up. You're getting a treat here. This third Blue Jay that saved their season, I believe, was Ernie Clement. Always underrated, always will be underrated, Ernie Clement. He has played 12 games this postseason. I believe he's played in every postseason game for the Blue Jays. And out of those 12, 7 of those 12 games have been multi-hit games. He has 20 hits over 12 games. And he's batting .435. He only has 1 homer, 8 RBIs, and here's very surprising: 12 games, 2 strikeouts. 2 strikeouts. This man makes contact, and when he makes contact, he doesn't let it. He makes them count, and when he swings and misses, that's more than likely he's going to make contact on the very next pitch. And you compare his stats to George Springer's. We didn't get into George Springer's postseason stats. He has Springer has a .255 batting average, 13 hits, 4 homers, 9 RBIs, compared to 11 strikeouts. So you could say power-wise, Springer is having a better season or a better postseason, but I think everything else has been Ernie Clement: hits, contact, getting on base, and this not chasing, not going down easily. And part of that has contributed to this Blue Jays offense being where it is right now in the postseason.
I got a question. Let's say, for illustration, Blue Jays win the World Series. Out of Clement and Springer, who would be the MVP in hitting wise?
Well, you're also forgetting Guerrero.
Yeah, which
you're also forgetting Barger. who hit the grand slam last night. So I think there are a lot of other factors to take into consideration there. But I think more than likely, if you had to choose between those two, I think it would be Springer just because he's the big headline name, and more than likely last night's game will not define his entire World Series.
Yeah. Because Vladimir Guerrero hit a grand slam against some Yankees for them to help win the World Series, win side of the series. And it's
Yeah, that
like,
was it.
I'm like,
Um,
I feel like
Three of these blue,
Vladimir's firing up. Like, he wants this as well.
yeah.
But it's like,
I've read somewhere that if he gets this World Series ring, he's giving it to his dad. I've read somewhere for that. But anyway, these three Blue Jays, Savage, Springer, and Clement, they have saved the season, and they can still save it. There's 6 games left. Well, there's 3 wins left for them to get, but 6 games left, potentially.
could you add Vladimir to saving the team? Could you add Vladimir?
You could, but I think just based on, I think I was trying to go for not much mention names.
God,
Because everyone's going to say Vladdy.
Yes.
As soon as you think of Blue Jays, you think of Vladdy and Bo Bichette and things. So I wasn't going to
Yes.
bring them up, but I thought, why not go with some underrated
Yes.
players? Our last topic for today, and this has been a really good episode, a really good conversation, is the Dodgers are expected to pursue Kyle Tucker in free agency. This is, it's to be expected. Every single free agent that you ever come up with will be pursued by the Dodgers. It doesn't matter if it's Tomas Nido, the Dodgers are going to be in the running for anybody. But
Yes.
I guess they see something in Tucker after a solid year with the Cubs, but honestly not his best year that he's ever had. But the Dodgers see something in Tucker. Tucker batted .266, had 22 homers, 73 RBIs, 25 stolen bases with the Cubs this year. And the Dodgers, they could use an outfield upgrade. I think the only solid, he's not going anywhere in this Dodgers outfield right now is Andy Pages. Teoscar Hernandez, they want to keep him. But if his offense starts to decline, then he's not really valuable for anything anymore because his offense is what he's valued for. And then Michael Conforto, a very disappointing season for him. So really any outfield free agent that the Dodgers pick up will be better than what they got from it this year. And we're going to, trust me, later on in episodes, we're going to go into these outfield free agents and all the free agents. So that tidbit for later episodes. But Dodgers are going to pursue Kyle Tucker.
I'm right now looking at his record. His career started in 19, played most of from 19 to 24 with Houston, which doesn't really matter. And Cubs for 25. So it's like, yes, he'll be a good help to us. His best season was 2020 at 306, which I wouldn't fully call it a full season since it was played 80-something games. But if they played a regular season, his best season was 21, 279 average. So I would have to say yes, it would help the Dodgers. But it's like he's more than likely the top agent this year.
Yeah, and in many graphs he's been ranked as the top free agent.
Yeah. So that would help us to be more of a stacked team, but after what happened last year.
Yeah, like the Dodgers need to be stacked up anymore. But
yes. I'm like, either way, even if we get Tucker or not, we'll find someone else to replace Conforto. Because I'm like, I'm sorry, but I can't stand him. He's barely does anything. Like, he'll have a good day randomly. I'm like, let me just hit a home run, and then the next game completely strike out and not get a hit. I'm like, yes, he's older. Yes, he's getting up in those age. It's like,
you wouldn't be saying that if it was Shohei Ohtani, though.
Exactly. I read and I've heard that I don't know how long he's gonna be pitching. I don't know how long he's gonna be pitching. He may be from a starter to a reliever, or he may just stay at a D. What I've been hearing and reading, but it's like I'm not exactly sure what's gonna happen. I want Ohtani to pitch as long as he can, but with the surgeries he's had, I would love to see him pitch more. But with his arm, I don't think he's gonna be pitching much. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, well, this has been a very good discussion today. That's all that we have for today. Thank you all for listening. Remember, we are Baseball HQ. You can contact us, baseballhqpodcast@gmail.com. Email us. Tell us what you think. Tell us topics that you think we should discuss. We'd love to get them in there for you. If you're a baseball person and you contact us through the email and you want to come on the podcast, you think you could contribute something to that, we'd love for you to come on. We need all the people we can get to help get this thing off the ground and running and help it to keep running. So remember to email us at baseballhqpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. Give us a rating. 5-star reviews really help us out a lot. Give us a comment if you're on Spotify and write us a review if you're on Apple Podcast. Nolan, it's been a good topic today. We'll see how this World Series ends up. Games 3 through 6 will begin later on next week. So we'll see you all next time. It's a beautiful day for a ball game.
Yes.